Take two. Okay. Where was I? Foreskin. Okay. Then okay, you've gone through all of the 9 months, whatever, with the due date, and then they tell you, oh, you're approaching your due date. Oh, we are going to have to induce, like as if the baby didn't know it was time. But when you are not center with what you have going on here, there are some women that are just like, oh, I am so tired of this. I need to get this baby out of me. Well, that's an issue too, because you've been saying that for so long after so much, and you're casting spells upon yourself. And your baby is hearing you. I know you don't think your baby's hearing you, but your baby heard the ultrasound. So your baby is also hearing the vibration and frequency in which you are saying, like, I need to get this baby out of me. It is so time. I'm so ready for this baby. Are you really ready for the baby? Because I think that's another conversation. And then they're going to induce you. So they're going to induce you, and they're going to, the drugs that are going to induce you are going to stop the labor. What? Yeah, the drugs that they give you to induce you are gonna, yeah. And then they're going to give you an epidural, which is also going to slow down the labor, but is also going to block off the mothering hormone in which you should have had whenever the natural process of things goes. So now you have blocked off the mothering hormone. I don't know what it's called. Excuse me. Look it up. You can think that I'm just don't know what I'm talking about. This video is not for you. All right. It blocks off the mothering hormone, the natural process in which the baby should move through the canal. And, but thank goodness that they induced me, and I had a cesarean. I had to have a C-section because, thank goodness that they saved me, because my baby was coming out with, my baby was going to make it out. The dog just had 18 puppies, and they came out sideways, front ways, backwards. And look, sometimes things happen. Well, you can't say that because I am talking about the majority and the norm of things, of the cycle in which we have to understand here that the system is set up and the system is rigged, and the only way they can harm us is if we consent. So if you are out there telling me that their ways of doing things is the best way to save people, I see a lot of people doing the same thing with the school system. I see a lot of people doing the same thing with the government, like taking up for them, all. Like, teachers, we are not putting the blame on you. Teachers, it's the system. People like us that are speaking out against the system, we're talking about the system, teacher. We're not talking about you. I'm sorry if you take that personally. I'm sorry if you feel as though I am speaking about you specifically in your classroom and the way you do things and the rules you follow. I am not knocking you. I am simply telling you that the system in which you work for is the problem. Doctors and nurses, like, if you don't know that the system you are working for is getting you to do the dirty work, like, rise and shine. Like, the system put these things, right? Put these things in place. The system did. They didn't administer any of it. They had a middleman to administer it. So they have no dirt on their fingers. Their hands are clean. You understand? Let's think about the whole Charles Manson thing, right? Okay, so he didn't kill anybody. He got his people to kill. So he was really, in the karma of things, he was innocent. He was completely innocent. Like, he didn't do anything. Like, I convinced these people to do it. And they did all the dirty work for me. I didn't have to do any of it. They did it for me. And I get to be like, ha ha. Yeah, that's what the system has the teachers doing. That's what the system has the military doing. That's what the system has the politicians doing. That's what the system has the doctors and the nurses doing. The system has the people doing it for them. They don't have any dirt on their hands. It's the people who are blindly doing what the system tells them. That's the problem. And until we realize that we are standing underneath the monopoly board, see, because they are making the money off of the people not knowing. The system is benefiting while you go and get your check, and you are forcing this, oh, you can't come in. Like, you know what the silliest thing is I heard? I heard somebody say that they were dumpster diving, right? They were not dumpster diving for themselves. They were not hungry. They were not doing any harm. They weren't doing anything wrong. They were dumpster diving for a food pantry. Are you hearing me? They were dumpster diving for a food pantry. They were collecting food that these stores were throwing away. They were collecting the food so that they could feed the homeless and the hungry. And the people at the store saw them in the dumpster and was like, oh no, you can't come over here and collect food. You can't dive in our dumpsters and collect food for homeless and hungry people because this is not yours. Well, you know what? Susie or Billy or Bobby or Mr. Co-worker or Mr. Employee of the month, like, it's not yours either. It belongs to the system, and they are already rich. And they just put that little expiration date on there so that you would throw it away and keep buying more. But if you don't know, you don't know. And so here comes the employee of the month, like kicking out the person who is dumpster diving to try to help save humanity. And here you come, employee of the month, like, oh no, you can't steal from my boss to help save the hungry and homeless people. Like, how dare you do that? Like, when I heard that story, I said, what? Why didn't they just look the other way? Like, if I was the employee at the store and I saw somebody dumpster diving, I would be like, I didn't see anything. Like, I'm just going to go this other way. And you know what? I'm even going to wish them the best. Like, I hope whatever it is that they're dumpster diving for, I hope it works out for them. Because if they're hungry, I hope they get fed. And if they're trying to feed a food pantry, hey, I'm about to come out at 9:00 with some more shit. Come around and I'll dump you out some more. That is my heart. Like, am I making sense to anybody here? No, I'm just like, going off to other countries and killing other innocent people because fight for our country. Like, do you know what this country was built on? Or no, you have no idea, right? Right. I'm trying to save humanity. I'm going to give everybody one of these so that we can all be safe. Do you know what that industry was built on? Do you know Mr. Rockefeller personally? Because you might want to check out his intentions when he started this whole thing. That might Well, I get paid for it, so, whatever. So, money is the root of all evil, isn't it? Whatever it is to earn a paycheck these days. But if I want to be a stripper and sell my vagina, they're like, if I don't, are we making sense here? And I'm not condoning behaviors like that. I'm simply saying it's mine. I should have the right to do whatever I want with it, but because they can't tax it, right? Because they can't tax it. We're born. So I drifted off from the hospital thing. But when you think about the whole thing, the system in which we are brought in on. So we go and then we have the baby, then it's stamped, and then we go and we get a birth certificate. We also need a death certificate. My dog, my dog could have babies underneath the puppies underneath the building, and that's cool. And they don't need a certificate of birth. And my dog can also die underneath the same building, and I can put a little wreath on him and say, may you rest in peace, my little doggy. And nobody bats an eye. But if I die and my family puts me under the tree with a little wreath on me, they will go to jail. And I'm trying to figure out why. And it's because the system owns me. Because when I got the birth certificate, I also need the death certificate. Because without that, they don't know where I am and they can't keep track of me. Hello, rise and shine. Rise and shine. And you're just a conspiracy theorist and you're just whatever. You know what? I have been talking about shit like this since about 2008 when I stumbled down the rabbit hole. And these days, people are more likely to listen than they were back in 2009. Because in 2009, when I was telling people about this, I remember telling somebody in 2009 that the Federal Reserve didn't have any gold in there. And I was laughed at and ridiculed and completely called like I was bonkers. And I looked at this person and I was like, you really think there's a mound of gold in there, don't you? Like, the joke was not on me. The joke was not on me. I wonder if I had that same conversation with that same person now, 2022. I wonder if they would have a different outlook on it. I'm not sure. I would hope so. I had a great conversation with a lady on Saturday. Took my, Neil got dreadlocks on Saturday. It was great. My daughter got her haircut, and I was sitting in the salon and I was having this conversation with this lady who she walked in and she was straight woke from the second that she walked in. And she is just like, did you know about this? Did you hear about that? Did you know about this? You know what? And she is like just dropping them on me. And I'm having these conversations with her. And it was so good. Like the whole time, like an hour passed while my daughter was getting her hair done. And I was so happy that I could sit down and have a conversation with the person who actually knew what the heck I was talking about. And she knew that I knew what she was talking about. And we were talking about, Pizzagate and adrenochrome. And we're like going all at it, the occult sciences, and we're like getting at it. And there goes my daughter sitting. It looks great. Yes. Have a great day.
I'm going to get Asa.
Okay. So my daughter is sitting there, and the lady is talking about all this stuff and Disney and the TV and all, oh, you should, yeah, we can't watch that, can't do this, can't do that, like all the symbolism and everything. And there is Shelby sitting on the side of me, and Shelby was like, like blown away that this woman knew what I was like. That's the same stuff you talk about. And it was really refreshing, because sometimes, our children, when they hear us talk about this stuff all the time, over and over and over, they kind of are like, they don't realize that other people know it too. And because not a lot of people talk about it, they think maybe, mama's a little cuckoo or whatever, because they thought for a while that mama was a little cuckoo, and I was talking about the sun and the moon and the sky and the things and the that and the this, and you can't watch this, and you can't eat that, and you can't do this, and you can't do that. My children for a while thought like I was bonkers. And then now that people are starting to wake up about this stuff, people, like, they are actually hearing that, man, other people know this stuff too. Oh, so we're not alone, huh? We're not alone in this. So, Grand Rising, Neil.
Grand Rising.
Yeah, look, Neil. Neil got this nifty. Yeah, we have matching ones. Yeah, we got matching.
Ariel has one too.
Yeah. So, we're up. We're going to go work on a little, I don't know. We're going to do something. I met a great homeschool family day before yesterday that taught me about Life of Fred, which is like a math homeschooling curriculum that I'm gonna look up, and it's actually teaching children math through reading. So we're gonna do a little bit of that today, and I have a live at 11, and I actually have I get to make more orders. I have more orders this week than ever. Like, consistency means growth. Always. It's consistent means growth.
It's almost like 50 orders.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like 50. Yeah. So, oh gosh. Yes, Step Brothers. So this is my life. I hope everybody has a great day. I love you all. Thank you for letting me share and drop my thoughts of the day. Like, stop giving your placenta to the hospital. Stop allowing these people to control every waking moment of our lives. Like, stand up under the Monopoly board and let their shit fall, because they're buying Park Avenue with your placenta money. And you're struggling to pay a mortgage, and you're not a homeowner. Like, when I bought this house, I was like, we're homeowners, and then I was like, no, we're not. We're just now renting from the bank instead of from the landlord. We're not homeowners. We have 30 years to pay on here, and if we don't pay the property tax one time, they'll come and take everything that we have. We're not owners of anything. So, peace.